sense of our shared lives. Good. 7 o'clock. Hilary, lovely to see fellow Mancunians and honorary Mancunians, Jenny, Claire, and Anna. That's nice. Yeah. Okay, so I'll stop looking at the chat now. Just close that. And I thought what we'd do today is we'll do a simple arriving practice, breathing in the body practice, and then we'll move on to a connection practice. Because we've already got such a lovely warm sense of connection from the community gathering tonight, which is very, very heartwarming. But it's nice to bring that into the meditation as well, where we will quite consciously and actively think of one another, because we are all sharing this human life with one another, whether we know each other or not. There is this sense of the human condition. And the pandemic, I think, has really highlighted that so strongly for all of us. And as I've said many, many times over the last 18 months, life is always unpredictable, but it's particularly being presented to us over the last period with the pandemic, just the truth of the unpredictable nature of things. Here in the UK, we're moving into the colder months, where we just don't know what's going to happen really with the pandemic. I think anybody who says they do know, how can we know? How can we know really? So all these practices we've been doing and staying in the present moment, coming back to the body, taking it one moment at a time, noticing when the mind is projecting into the future, calling it back, settling, resting, and then opening to feel that shared human journey that we're all on, and to send one another love and well-wishing. So if you take time to set yourself up in a position that's going to be as comfortable as possible and yet alert. Yeah, that's the key things. You can do it lying down if you'd like to. Of course, then the occupational hazard is going to sleep. But if you've got a lot of pain or you're very tired, then of course lie down if that's what you choose. I'm sitting up, and I'll just show you posture thing. So I've chosen an upright chair, straight back. I've got a blanket wrapped around my waist, and then I roll the top over a little bit, and then I can tuck my hands in, and that way my shoulders can release. Yeah, if you hold your hands up, you're going to get tension in the shoulders. If you've got your hands resting too far forwards, you get tension on your shoulders. So it can be really nice just to tuck the hands in, and allows the shoulders to release. Yeah. So I'm upright. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not slouching. So you want to get your bum back in the chair. And you're looking for the angle, so the spine can just float up, and then the head is poised on top of the spine. And if I imagine I've got a string from the crown of my head, then there's release through here and yet openness here. So you just like your head to be poised on top of the spine. Shuffle back. Very inelegantly, but I like to show the posture every now and then, so you can just get these ideas of how to sit. If we were in a face-to-face class, of course, we'd be able to go through that. Okay, so let's close the eyes if that's comfortable, and allowing the weight to settle down through the points of contact between the body and the chair. Just going to move a little bit closer to the microphone. And allowing our awareness to drop down into the points of contact between the body and the chair, the floor, the bed. And allowing the body to yield up its weight to this support. If you want to, you could take a deeper breath in, and the out breath, arriving and yielding a little bit more. Do that a few times if you want to. Letting go of whatever we've been doing before with each out breath and arriving. And now allowing the breathing to settle and to find its own natural rhythm. Opening phase in the body on the in-breath, a subsiding phase in the body on the out-breath. And I really love this idea of the body yielding up to the support, which is different from slumping or collapsing. So yield as a word suggests release and settling, and yet vitality, presence. And I also like to bring to mind that I'm actively receiving the support of the chair and the floor. So again, I'm not collapsing, but there's this act of receptivity. Even gratitude to the chair and the floor for taking my weight. So I don't need to grip onto the body with effort. I can just allow it to settle and rest. And let's allow our awareness now to pour all the way down through the body into the feet and the toes. If you've got the feet and the toes in contact with the floor, then seeing if the feet can yield up to the support. If you're lying on the bed, maybe the feet are falling out to the side. Allowing your awareness to inhabit the feet. However works for you, it might be that the sensations are strong and you're getting a message of being present in the feet, or maybe your feet feel a little bit dull or numb. But there'll still be a sense of inhabiting the feet with awareness. And being aware of absence of sensation can be just as mindful as being aware of presence of sensation. Flowing up through the ankles and allowing awareness to pour up into the lower legs. Front, the shins at the front, the calves at the back, inside, surface, circumference. And the knees. Letting your awareness be like water flowing inside the knees. And coming up into the thighs. Front, back, sides, inside, surface. If we're sitting, there'll be the contact between the back of the thighs and the chair. Yielding, releasing. And being aware of both legs all together. As I say, maybe there's a sense of intensity of sensation, or maybe there's absence of sensation. And coming up to the buttocks on the chair. or the buttocks on the bed if you're lying down, and seeing if we can allow the buttocks to yield, to soften, to rest. Very often we've got holding in this part of the body. What's it like to release a little bit? And allowing the hips to fall away from the buttocks and allowing the legs to fall away from the hips, resting into gravity. Allowing our awareness to pour up into the torso. First of all, the belly and the chest at the front. Opening phase on the in-breath, subsiding phase on the out-breath. Chest expanding, subsiding. Ribs expanding, subsiding. Lungs filling and emptying. Breastbone rising and falling. Allowing the belly to expand a little bit on the in-breath, subside a little bit on the out-breath. Breathing feels uncomfortable for you at any time, then feel free to take your awareness into the hands or the feet or the buttocks to stabilize. Coming back to breathing in your own time. Now allowing our awareness to pour through the body into the back of the body, the whole back of the body. The length, the breadth, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back being breathed. So rather than thinking about breathing as just happening in the chest, we're exploring how whole body breathing can be. And back breathing is naturally calming. So being aware of breathing in the upper back, back of the ribs, back of the lungs, shoulder blades, spine. And then noticing how breathing is showing up in the lower back. Maybe the angle's changing a little bit. Maybe it's broadening on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. And being aware of the whole torso all together. Having a sense of breathing being 360 degrees. So there's the opening phase in all directions on the in-breath, subsiding phase in all directions on the out-breath. Being careful not to force or strain, just allowing the body to participate in the natural breath. However it's manifesting for you right now. Coming to the shoulders, the arms, the hands. So checking that the hands are supported. So the shoulders can fall away from the midline of the body, resting into gravity. Maybe breathing is showing up as an echo in the shoulders. And allowing awareness to pour down inside the arms and the hands and the fingers. So they become saturated with awareness on the inside. Flowing back up through the arms, the shoulders. And allowing awareness to pour into the neck and the head. So let's just check on the angle of the head if we're upright. Looking for this poise where there's an openness through the base of the skull and yet openness in the throat.
Really well. I just accidentally muted you.
That's fine. Yeah, thank you. What was I up to, Ollie?
I didn't catch it, sorry.
Have people come into their heads yet? Oh well, I'll just keep going. So we're in the head now. And let's let the whole face be soft. The forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, the lips, the tongue, the jaw soft. See if we can find openness at the back of the mouth, top of the throat, so the breath can flow freely through this area on the way in and out of the body. And the whole head, being aware of the whole head, back, top, sides, the ears. And now broadening to be aware of the whole body. The legs, torso, arms, head, neck. And resting inside the flow of experience that we label as body. Sensations arising and passing, breath flowing through the moments. If you've got any pain or discomfort in your body, seeing if you can gently and tenderly include this in the flow of awareness rather than contracting against the pain. And just as the breath is flowing, seeing if we can get a sense of the experience we label pain as likewise changing moment to moment, flowing through the moments. We ever only experience it one moment at a time, so we don't need to contract against it or panic against it. Just let it be, let it flow. Let the breath be soothing and kindly. What about your thoughts? What kind of thoughts are flowing through the mind? Seeing if we can let go of automatically suppressing our thoughts or judging our thoughts or getting swept away by our thoughts. And let these flow through the moments. Maybe experiencing them as mental events rather than solid thoughts. And our emotional weather. What's our emotional state right now? Just getting a sense of that. And if you don't know what you're feeling, that's also fine. That's your emotional weather, just not knowing. And letting our emotions flow through the moments likewise. Having a sense of the body, thoughts, emotions, breathing, flowing, moment by moment. Seeing if we can bring a kindly quality to the self-awareness. Whatever's happening, seeing if we can relate to it the way we would naturally relate to a loved one who was having this experience. And now let's stay grounded and centered, but open our field of awareness to include everybody that's here meditating together. 58 of us from many different countries, different time zones, and yet here we are, courageously meeting our own experience of what it means to be alive with kindliness. So there might be people here in the Zoom room that you know. You could bring them to mind. But I know some of us here for the first time. So just having a general sense of all these other people, if that's the case. We're all embodied. We're all breathing. We've all got sensations, some pleasant, some unpleasant. We've all got thoughts, we've all got emotions. We all tend to contract against things that we don't like. We all tend to grab hold of things that we do like, with all the dramas that follow. So if it works for you, you could have a sense of breathing with the others, breathing in awareness of all that we share, breathing out kindliness and well-wishing. It's a beautiful reading about this from Sangharakshita, who's a teacher. Kindness is an outward movement of the self rather than from the self. As we continually expand the scope of our care and concern, the self is universalized, one might say, or expanded indefinitely. We're staying in touch with ourselves, but we are expanding our sphere of concern, sphere of love. Sorry about the noises, just including that in your practice, noticing any responses, letting it go. We're just resting in this expanded field of awareness, including self, including others. This field of well-wishing, connection, even love. Very gently, gradually bringing the weight of the body to the foreground of awareness. Allowing the focus on everyone else just to slip a little bit into the background. We're not closing down or shutting down, but we're just shifting back to focusing on the self, the weight, the shape of the body, breathing in the body. And letting go of any effort whatsoever for the last few moments to absorb the practice, to rest. And now bringing a little bit of movement into the body, fingers and toes. Just notice if there's a habit of gripping the breath as soon as you start to move, seeing if you can keep the breathing soft. Opening the eyes when you're ready, coming into bigger movements if you want to. I always want to stretch. And bringing the practice to a close, but seeing if we can stay in touch with the sense of connection with ourselves and with others. Got lots of beeping going on here. Not sure if you can all hear that. Anyway, there we are. That's how it is. Good. So thank you all very, very much for joining me. I'm just going to put it into gallery so I can see you all those lovely faces out there. Good. Oh, good. Jeannie couldn't hear the beeping. That's good. I was getting quite a little chorus going on of digital noises from the Zoom room. Yeah, so if you want to write anything in the chat box, please feel free to do so. Just take one another in as well if you want to, either visually or just thinking of one another. And I'll read things out because there's some people here who it's much easier not to have to read the chat box. So thank you. Reassurance about the beeping. That was lovely and nice to see you, Martin. I love the word yielding. Oh, and then Ollie, this is very good. Sorry, VM, I made you co-host in case my internet cut out. That's why you were getting all the beeps. So you couldn't hear the beeps, which is even better, the rest of you. So thanks, Ollie, for doing that, for being so on it in terms of the tech. So Mickey, thank you. Marion, all interconnected in our common humanity and kindness. I am not alone. Thank you. Well, thanks. Thank you so much. Breathing got better. Just wonderful. That was Gerda, who's ill. That's really great to hear, Gerda. Breathing got better. Sending you all peace and kindness. Thank you so much for the soothing practice. Such a lovely sense of we-ness as we all breathed together. No beeping here. Good. Janice, thank you. Lovely meditation. Ellen, thanks so much. This time is when I pick up my high school age child from school. So I get to the parking lot early to participate. Oh, that's brilliant. I think Ellen's in the States, Maryland, I think. So, oh yeah, there's Ellen. Are you Maryland? Yes, good. I remember that. Good. Amazing. You get that. That's a lovely thought. Yeah. And Helly, thank you, Fab. Best part of the day. Great to be together. Such strength together. That's nice. Strength. Louise, thanks. Lynn, thank you. Love the blanket. Got tingly warmth all through my back. Oh, that's good. So did you put the blanket around your waist? That's fantastic. Adrienne, really love to be here. Glad I am now making these sessions a priority. Lovely to be connecting to the community in this way. Thank you so much. Eileen, feel much softer and more connected. Hilly, thank you. Fab to get together, best part of the day. Jocelyn saying hi, Alan. Laura, thank you. Lovely to feel a sense of community. Started mindfulness in March, so we have not practiced. So have not yet practiced in a room with others. Wow, I mean, these times that we're living in, you know, never practiced in a room with others yet, but we can get such a strong sense from the Zoom as well. Anita, so enjoyed the practice tonight. I didn't want it to end. My best love to everyone, especially those who may be struggling tonight. Matthew, thank you, has helped release tension in my back. Ed, Hazel Thompson's son has been very seriously ill, finally coming home. Be wonderful if we all kept her in our hearts and thoughts. She missed today. So I'll just read that again. Hazel Thompson's son has been very seriously ill, finally coming home. Be wonderful if we all kept her in our hearts and thoughts. She missed today. Thank you, Ed. We can all think of her. Just having a moment of imagining what it's like when your child has been seriously ill and you're bringing your child home. What a moment that must be. Avi, this is one of the most special parts of the week. Thanks so much, Vijamala, for creating this space, and to all of you that make this a community. And Julia, wonderful to be guided by you as ever. Wonderful. Well, wonderful to practice with you all. And we've got a couple of new people here maybe. So perhaps, Ollie, you could put a link in for the community of practice in case anyone doesn't know about it. So the community of practice is something we've got at Breathworks, which is a whole lot of different resources, including a link to these weekly meditations. So do sign up for that if you're interested. We can see Ellen. It looks like Ellen's actually driving along now. Fantastic. And then Avi saying, are the recordings shared anywhere? Yes, they're all on the Breathworks YouTube channel. So you can always watch the meditations again if you want to at any time. Could you include the reading in the community of practice? I'll do that. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? It's a movement of the self rather than from the self. Very, very important distinction. Okay, so let's leave it there. If you want to unmute yourselves and say hello and goodbye, then please, please feel free to do so.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everyone, thank you. Lovely to practice with you all. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Vidamala. Thank you, Ollie.
Thank you, Vidyamala. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Ollie. Thank you, Ollie.
Goodbye, Martin.
You're very welcome, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye. Thank you.